Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome to Night of Dead by Daylight. I'm your humble host, Stick MC, and tonight we are continuing our Gen Defense experiment. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. Please consider leaving a like and or a subscribe. I would appreciate it. And speaking of things I would appreciate, I'm a self-published author under the pen name MLS Weech, and the link to my newest book is in the description below. And if you would consider checking out that book or my author page and seeing if any of those books interest you, that would really be awesome. As for what I'm doing, normally I don't play with perks or add-ons, and I have grown frustrated with the misinformation in the world, where prominent people are trying to convince you of things that are just statistically, numerically, measurably not true. The current argument is gen speed is a problem, and you need gen regression. Well, I have played 900 games at least without perks and without add-ons. Across the years I've been doing this, I win 60%. No, I have a 60% kill rate, and that's when people are like, well, you know, a high kill rate doesn't mean a high win rate. Mathematically, it's possible that that's true, but it's never happened. My win rate is 52%. The gens get done about 60% of the time, and I only lose well, let's make sure that I'm being accurate. I only lose about 54% of those matches. So 54% of the time, I lose, well, 54% of 60% of the time are matches I lose, which is how you have a 52% win rate. So with all this data, and I'm going to look at other people who are like more prominent and less debatable on their skill level, but I have all this data. In fact, this Dead by Daylight year, I started tracking random, like, normally when I'm bored or after I played like whatever killer I'm maining for 100 games, I play random killers, no perks, no add-ons. This year alone, I have played 493 games without perks and without add-ons. And this year, just this year, not over the whole history of it, but just this year, over the past 490 something games, the gens have been done 48% of the, well, 49 if you round up, 49% of the time. My kill rate is 65% and my win rate is 61%, because statistically the reality is that your kill rate and your win rate are within 8%. Every now and again, if you look on a per day average, if you look on a small screen, you can get as high as even 15%, I'd say. But it's never something ludicrous like 60% win rate and 20%, 6% kill rate and 20% win rate. Could it happen? Is it mathematically possible? Sure. Has it ever happened? I am showing you that no matter where I look, it's the same. You're within 8% on the norm, and if you look in a small cross-section like 10, 20 games, then you can get as high as 15%, but that's about it. So, I decided I'm going to play because I'm going to play a full build Myers for my next 100 games challenge, because that's kind of what I normally do, but until the new chapter comes out with the new changes to Myers, I'm kind of stuck, but that gives me an opportunity. So I'm still playing random killers, but this time I'm bringing these perks. Why these perks? Well, one, they're all gen defense perks, and two, these are the top 4 gen defense perks according to Nightlight GG, and I'm playing these games just to see what the impact would be. So, without perks, the gens get done a little less than half the time, and I still win 60 to 61% of the time. As of now, the real impact of gen defense, it's not so that you can quote-unquote have a chance. The actual impact of gen defense is here I am sitting at a 77% win rate and a 77% kill rate and a 71% win rate. And the gens are still done about half the time And at the end of the day, I still 2K or better, way more than I 1K and worse. In fact, so far across, I don't know, what game am I on right now? Am I on game? Across 14 games or 15, depending upon how you count. There was a game where there was a server crash issue. But across these games, I've literally only credited myself with one loss. And that one loss that I credited myself was the previously mentioned game where there was the dedicated server crashed. And when the dedicated server crashed, the 5th gen popped. The second person, one person was dead, another was on the hook, and I was just about to head after the third person. So I'm like, well, I only had one dead, so I'll count it as a loss. So even that is debatable. Other than that, I win or I 2K or better, and that's that. Now, do I really think this is going to hold up? No, I don't think I'm going to win. I don't think I'm going to tire better all the games. But my point is, this has thus far continued to prove the fact that killers win and survivors lose, and that's just how Dead by Daylight works. And anyone trying to pretend things are different is either under the effect that happens, like you play in a game and you get your butt handed to you. You're going to remember your butt kickings. You're going to remember that one game you lost. Because that's the difference. You expect to win every game, so you remember the thing that went contrary to your expectations. So you're either kind of unintentionally deceived because something unusual happened and that unusual thing has garnered your attention, or you're just being disingenuous. So what I do is I load a random killer up with this randomizer on my webpage, and I use that exact same build, no perks, no map offerings, and all I'm trying to do is, now that I got 900 games total and 400 games just from this year, how much more do I win? Because it's just quantifiably true. You can go to this channel, you can literally look at all the games. I win, if you're talking about over the years, I win 52% of those games. And if you're talking about this year alone, I win 61% of my games, even without perks. So it's just, I'm just gathering evidence, and I'm going to compile this all together in one video because I'm continuing to do tests and things of that sort. Because I don't make assertions without providing actual measurable data. I don't say, look at my games. I look at my games and I measure, I time every gen. When I'm doing one of my 100 game challenges, I time how long it takes to get a hook, how long it takes each gen to get done. Right now, all I'm timing are the gens. All I care about are how long each gen takes, how often all 5 gens get done, and what happens when I lose. Because another argument I've heard recently is, well, you look at the kill rate, how many of those kills are like altruism kills? Well, the answer is 0. The answer is 0. And I've already tracked one streamer's entire day. I'm probably going to do another set of games from that individual, and then I'm going to do a couple others, because I'm going to show all this data, because the actual math, the actual statistical facts prove that the game is quantifiably killer-sided. Gen speed helps the killer. Gen speed, not the problem, because no matter when you get the gens done, usually if the 5th gen pops, the survivors die to get that 5th gen done. On occasion, about 20% of the time, the survivors get all 4 gens done and they're bebopping out of the door and they're happy with themselves. But that's about it. In these games that I played so far, you can argue there was 1 out of 14 altruism games. But I already had 3 people down. All they did was trade which 3 people I killed. And I already had 1 dead. So all this data is here. You can track it. You can watch each game. You can track it now from here. But now it's time to pick a killer. 1, 2, 3, randomize. Oni. Oni is not my best killer. When I play Oni, I typically M1 that guy. I think I played a game with him on this build. So we shall see. Have I? No. Alright, this is going to be painful. Alright, so we're going to write the word gen, because that usually gets me where I want to go. There's corrupt. There's pop. There's surge and pain res. Here's some blood points, because why not? And we'll ready up, and we'll get into this. And I always track it. So while this is loading up, why not just kind of give you an update right now? I've already told you, what's my record? I can actually tell you. My record is 10, 1, and 3. Now I know that that's 14, and theoretically I'm on game 14. But I counted one game as A and B. I still have it there. I still counted it. But that server crash really kind of created some headaches. So 5 gens get done literally 50% of the time, and I still literally have only lost one of those games, and even that was suspicious. I had 3 2Ks, I had 2 3Ks, and 1 4K, and as I was saying, usually there has not yet been altruism. Again, I'm not saying it never happens, but I'm tired of people talking about the minority of games as if it's the constant of games. The reality is the 5th gen pops when the second guy dies or the third guy dies, and then you get your 3rd K, and the other guy either gets out the hatch, gets out the door, or just flat out dies. The most common scenario is 5 gens get done 50% of the time. That's one gen getting, only one gen getting done. I see now. So, that's what we're tracking there. I've had mostly 4Ks. I've kind of been spoiled lately. But when 5 gens are getting done, the 7 times that's happened, 1 1K with the server crash, 3 2Ks, 2 3Ks, and 1 4K. And I suppose you could say there was one arguable one, but I don't consider it an altruism win when I already have 3 people dead and one guy comes in and heroes. So that, basically, sure, it was altruism, but I had 3 people dead. And then one guy's like, no, I'm going to pick this guy up and I'll die instead. And I'm like, well, okay, that's cool. And again, you can track every single one. I put little comments in them, so you can track them that way. And they all have the same label. And we'll kind of take it from there. The load times have been insane lately. I don't have video editing software at the time, so we're just kind of rolling with this the way it is. But it gave me that chance to kind of set the premise. And there are people who are like super passionate. And look, you can like who you like. This isn't about like who you like or who you enjoy. It's about people saying this is true, this is true, this is true, when it's not. At best, it's true a small percentage of the time. And at worst, it's just flat out wrong. And in that, I'm talking about point 1. Gens go too fast. No, they don't. The average time to complete 5 gens, according to, well, my data, just my games, and more on that in a minute. Where'd it go? It's down here. The average time to get 5 gens done with perks is 623 seconds. Without perks, I got spreadsheets for everything. Without perks, the average time it takes all 5 gens to get done is 516 seconds. But that's just me, and who am I, right? Like, I'm no one important, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I only have like 100 followers on YouTube. It's just not that many things. But, you know, I've already tracked one streamer for a whole game. And that individual's gens, it takes 558 seconds to get them all done. And they get done 44% of the time. And that person only lost 2 games so far. And none of those other wins were altruism wins. They were either ties or outright wins because at that point in time, the survivors were just playing comp DBD and just going for the win con of 5 gens complete. So everywhere, like I looked on Nightlight GG, and the gens get done at at least 50% of the time, and they only lose on average 49% of the time. That's not kill rate, that's lose rate. They only lose 49% of their games. So how can a game be survivor sided when the survivors lose 51% of the time? Like, how does that rationally make sense? Everything favors the survivors, but they still lose. That can't possibly make rational sense to any human being. So, we'll see. Now, am I going to win this game? I'm terrible with Oni. And even if I lose this game, I will have lost 2 out of 14 games or 15. Again, game 11, I counted it twice. This is RPD. I should win this game. This map is a death sentence for survivors, especially when the 3-gen is my 3-gen. Now, it is one of the better... Is one of the better things. Kind of an unfortunate split, to be honest. Well, there you are. Hoo-yah! You're gonna... Okay, you're gonna... Throw it? Free hit. Oh, you're gonna do it again? Thank you. Oh, I hit the door. Where are you? You up there? Look at there. I'm gonna eat this because I want the pallet. And now they've gotten the distance he needs. What's he gonna do? Are you gonna go to library? What I have is over. And a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful jolt. Another jolt. That's how many gens get done there. That poor guy. Oh, nice. There's that. Now I'm gonna have friendlier side. Oh, unbreakable. That's good. I'm gonna come take this up here. It's a hook. I tried the snowball and it didn't work. They have no gen stun. Now they're healing up, like that's gonna do something. I think... I don't know where you are now. Really? There's that. I'm keeping my options open. Just in case he's dead. Well, now they're all healed up in a 3v1 of 5 gens. Did I seriously, like... Oh, it's just regressing. Where did I hear him? Because I definitely heard him. Where'd he go? There's a gen done. Alright, time for him to give me a scourge. They have used so many. That's the one. That's such a glorious feeling. Surge is stupid on this map. And then what? You're dead? Hold on a second. Alright. Alright, where to? Is it fair? No. Is it reality? Yes. Finally got that gen done. He killed himself. Huh. Might as well get that. Oh, I know where it is. There. All right. So there was literally one gen done and a guy got out the hatch. And that is the reality of the norm of Dead by Daylight. That's what happens. He had a brand new part. He had Prove Thyself. Had hyper focus. That's how it normally goes. Alright, so I have to check on a thing, and then I'll run this data and kind of go from there. Alright, give me a second.